Hello guys and welcome to TFT Worlds Game 5 Grand Finale. Enjoy.
Yep.
He doesn't keep the copies.
Yeah.
Finds the early Swain instead, which might help to initiate a win streak just a little bit better, and then you can play from that high tempo. So very curious to see where actually ends up deciding to go with this. Also find the early Nefiri and Lux, maybe Soul Fighter on the board.
Opts to make 10 instead with the extra gold he was able to pick up on this stage. One golden Gallagher confirmed, so we'll see. Is there going to be a double trouble pickup by the players in check? Are they going to want to opt into the risk of being directly target griefed on the Malzahars in particular? That's the big question. All eyes on both Weimu and Without You in terms of their current direction coming into this stage 2.
Well, so far I don't see one. I am seeing the gold generating artifacts from Terry and YBY1. We have a Caretaker's Favor from Songyup, a Clear Mind from Ironbog, and solo leveling, I believe, from Soul. As there is no double trouble. So let's see where that brings us. But Weimu just decides to go with the Pandoras, get a couple of extra components.
Yeah, maybe trying to go for that bow, a Kraken's early and thinking about that Ash. But no, decides to slam early, just slamming the boy stuff here and thinking a little more about the late game.
And because these players who are on 20 points know there is a target on their back, both players are not committing to anything. Quite the opposite. They are keeping all doors open, Pandora's items, and the chance to re-roll your components and your items if you need to later on for Weimu. And Salvage Bin for Without You, one of the augments I mentioned earlier on, is one of the key augments to success when there is more griefing going your way, because you can repivot your items, you can adapt to the situation, you can play into any line that you natural into, that you find the right conditions for with your next augment, with your 4-2 augment, or with your natural shops leading into stage 4.
Wow. Tomino is gonna go ahead and put in some Star Guardians. The early Syndra 2 is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, and I love the start because it's Jewel Gauntlet, so he's going to propose playing AP, but has the thumbnail here, so actually countering a little any AD lines that is the preferring the meta, and him himself playing AP means that it's more difficult for someone to go to that line.
Leveling up, playing Shadow Clone with this Syndra 2 is going to be a really big deal. Just a great amount of power with the Star Guardian, benefiting both copies here. And this is Tomino's game plan. Preserve HP, don't play first rate style, don't give away HP early for no reason in stages 2 and 3. If you're able to go into stage 4 with 80 HP off of playing tempo and playing strongest board, that's really the game plan.
Only looking for that 7th place, as you mentioned, and for now, working. 10 gold, 2-2, doing good. For now, Terry and him, the only one with a win streak. And Sanyop losing for now. Obviously, with Keitreke, thinking more about the mid game.
Unfortunate for Soul is going to be on a 2-loss streak despite the solo leveling. Was playing on a Fury 1, is now moving on to the Jace instead. You have to not just win fights, but at the very least kill units to get value from the solo leveling. We saw it used to great effect from both YBY1 and Ironbog in different games today, and that being one of the key indicators to playing for Fast 9. So Soul has to try and turn this loss streak around the rest of this stage 2.
Wow. YBY1 actually does get in the Crystal Gambit super early.
And it's perfect because he has the Gambler, so he doesn't need to win. He only needs to delay a little to get that additional gold. And as you mentioned, Negra, now he's in a perfect spot to double up, to try to keep going. Of course, he only needs 2 points, so it's a little weird. Maybe just trying to get a little cash out and then try just to push that level 8.
As a duplicator as well, YUI1 is a player who famously doesn't opt into reroll very often, but when he does it for a very good reason. He has only top forward playing reroll this entire tournament, played it 3 times, and has top forward every single one of those times. I think YBY1 is on 18 points, doesn't need to play for a first, but one of the ways to deny players who are on check from ending the tournament is by winning yourself.
Yep.
That is sometimes the best path forward instead of just trying to grief them. So YBY1, I think a player who may be happier going down that path, considering that he likely almost never goes 8th, so just a 7 is what he needs if he falls short.
Unfortunately for players like Ironbog, I think you have to go 1, 1, 1. It's like you got to go 1 to put yourself closer to check. You got to go 1 to deny everyone else from winning in the next game, and then 1 to actually close out the tournament yourself in game number 7.
Without you, once again, holding Smolder, just making sure maybe it's the tech or not. Saya normally a little cheaper. Maybe just trying to hold units and making sure he makes 20. Let's see if he put it in the end. There it is.
I'm almost a little surprised because I think you would have liked to be able to actually make 20, but I guess you hope you just win because you're playing up against the, for the griefer, Songyop.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the solo leveler, but was like, actually no.
No, the griefer.
The griefer.
And Songyop is trying to obviously force a loss streak. I think Ironbog has Crystal Gambit and might have doubled down already if he had it from 2-1. Also would be denying stacks for solo leveling on Soul if he only has a single unit left to kill for that Jay. So just small optimizations that players are trying to commit to in terms of min-maxing their possibilities of developing their own game plan, but also griefing others.
Well, I mean, there are two Crystal Gambit players. And in fact, I don't know if Tomino will even consider it, just knowing that he has the Syndra and the Swain, that there is at least a small possibility there that you could go down that route. So I do think it's very smart.
Yeah, Weimu also with the Swain. Soul, playing solo leveling, but in a lose streak. And of course, the griefer here, Sanyop. So very difficult for all the Crystal Gambit players you mentioned.
Interesting setup here for Terry. Not playing for Mogulsville, not playing for Gambler's Blade, not playing for the loose streak and the gold generation, instead playing for the win streak with a gold collector. I think this is a very Terry kind of line and play to go to. Only needs a 7th place. This is the most comfortable territory possible for territory. I try to stop myself, but it is the truth. He loves playing around the 4 cost. He is very consistent at top 4ing. Will likely play around something like a Samira, for example, and that Volibear combo in stage 4.
The one who achieved Necra here is Tomino. Perfect spot. He needed 2 points. Managed to get the win streak right now. And for now, it's just keep playing it, keep pushing. But, I mean, job's done.
For stage 2.
I hope.
Let's hope the stage 3 continues.
He's definitely much richer than the rest of the lobby at the moment, but that might change. Songyop on the other side is hoping to also put together a nice loss streak with the 5 losses. Songyop can continue to play spoiler to some of these other Crystal Gambit players, and even as it looks, YB War 1 actually took a win, and Ironbog does not have a very full loss streak strung together yet.
Player to watch out for is Without You on a 4 win streak right now. Obviously going to try and opt for Fast 9, considering his current position in the tournament. And if players are not able to end his win streak, this is one of the scary spots where you're able to mostly win streak all of stage 2 and 3, slotting Crystal Gambit, entering stage 4, trade that HP for extra resources, and then come into stage 5, go 9, and have enough gold to hit all of your 2-star upgrades, plus maybe some combat power from your 4-2 Augment. And that's a recipe for success in this meta.
What do you make there of Ironbog holding champions when he has clear mind?
It was just the PvE round. He'll sell them, I assume, as soon as this fight starts off.
The solo leveling, low stacks here for Soul. So in a very difficult position for now, just lamin items. For now only on Nafiri and on Jace. And a very difficult position. Finds the Soul Fighter early, but not actually having enough tempo. So a very difficult position for him. 16 points, he needs a 5th, and it's not easy in this lobby.
Now when you've got some really big winners. I mean, Tomino still 6 win streak. Without You was able to put 5 together, and Songyop continuing to put that 6 loss streak even further. As we get into our next augment, I think this will also change a lot. I see some augments that will give you a bit of direction. I also am taking a look at kind of what people are picking.
Tesla coil for Without You, interesting, trying to go for that full items and get additional value.
What did YB1 take?
Picked up a Golden Quest, so that could be a path to denying the checkmate in this game from Weimu and from Without You by trying to win it off of the Golden Quest. Tomino going for Reigning Gold, looking already at his level, stage 4, level 8 power spike, the roll down coming in, considering that he can't really play for tempo from the options he was given. Without You is the player trying to play for tempo with a Tesla coil pickup. Isn't proccing it right now. He only has 2 item components already slammed on both his tank, the Rel, and the Smolder. So This is the vulnerable point in time for Without You.
Yeah.
These next two fights. If he can win both of these fights, he's in a very good position to potentially win streak the rest of the stage 3 and have an easy path to that fast 9 on stage 5. But this Yasuo is bringing the business to that back line. The smolder goes down. The win streak is a doubt as well for Without You.
And what about that early Cassante? You just saw like that extra kind of refresh of the HP, just made that Cassante a terror. And so that is going to be the win streak snapped. Tomino gets to keep it, and Songyap on the loss streak.
And Seoul rolled down to 10 gold, so he identified that they had to break the streak for Without You to make his game plan much, much harder in terms of trying to play for that win. So selfless play by Seoul here, rolling down on level 7 on 3-2, which is a very high-tempo play, slamming all 3 items of the Yasuo, playing for immediate board strength to try and snap that win streak.
Yeah, and we saw the Augment. It's Battle Academia Augment to go for a vertical, so full going for the option to not allowing these players to go to checkmate and extending the game, as you mentioned, Panda.
YBY1 could be the hero of the Golden Quest with the Gambler's Blade. Shadow Clone on the Cinder as well has been printing gold. I imagine YBY1, this was definitely on his mind coming into 3-2. Didn't pump gold potentially to try and play for this high roll.
What about Songyap though?
Also has forward thinking, so could be another player spiking in a huge way on 4-2.
I think the two of them are the ones I'm most curious about in this lobby. But for Songyap, it's a very risky place to be. Forward thinking and also trying to keep this loss streak.
And Tomino must be so happy. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. An 8-win streak coming into the end of this, or halfway of stage 3. Has picked up raining gold, so no immediate power coming in on 3-2. But despite that, won these next 2 fights as well. All he needs is a 6th, or a 7th rather this time around. An 8-win streak in stage 3. Doesn't guarantee it, but puts you in a very good position.
Also, if you already managed to get the 7th, then you can put yourself in a Griffin position. Okay, I already did what I want. I don't need to do nothing else. Okay, who's in check? Who do I don't want to win to elevate this to another game? So that's perfect for the rest of the lobby also.
It's true. I mean, Tomino, YBY1, and Terry, all 3 of them are at 18 points. And so could do very similar game plans to what you're saying, Hupe. Wow.
Very interesting. Don't see a double down here from YBY1. He cashes out. He gets gold off of that as well. So he can accelerate the rate at which he picks up that golden quest and can potentially spike as early as 4-2, 4-1, matching the spike from Songyap on forward thinking. Really depends on how much gold he's able to print with the Gambler's Blade and the Shadow Clone. Also would love to get a Reforger. We talked about it many times throughout this weekend, but Gambler's Blade very good early.
Yeah.
Obviously kind of useless once you roll down to 0 gold. Once you're trying to play for full board strength. Having a Reforger to turn it into a Silvermere Dawn, I think we saw on day 1, is a huge deal as well.
Decides to use the duplicators there on the Swain and just sell for
gold.
economy. Yeah.
YB1 has just one mission, accomplish the golden quest. And then, I mean, if there's any player who I think is best suited for this augment, it is him, one of the most creative minds in TFT.
And also the roll down's going to go insane. I can't wait. Oh, look at all the copies that he's holding as well of the set, the volley. Like, I feel like there's almost a clear direction. He has the opportunity to go for Samira. Or you can use the volley bear for something like the Jinx. And so that's also very exciting.
It's a great example of good players don't just high roll, they prepare themselves to benefit from those high rolls. I don't think I've seen this entire set a better spot from a gold augment start into that golden quest. He has 120 gold on 3-6 already, so really going to add a lot of pressure to this lobby the moment he spikes that. Tomino, 9 win streak, Hupeson.
Nice.
It's happening.
I mean, the work is done. Is it done now?
No,
we can say it's done.
Wait till this fight's over. If it's a win, then they'll let you say it.
Hupe already said it.
He's unpersonable at
this
point.
Say it again. 36, going for an additional cash out. Just trying to push the rest of the lobby. I mean, the power of Syndra here. Also good front line. Just stepping up, and Terry maintains the Soul Fighter line. We know it's a comp that can win, but maybe not the best early game for him. For now, looking good.
And that's maybe the bigger test here. Probably the strongest player in this stage 3 will be Terry. Has the backup dancers pick up on 3-2. This will be a loss for Tomino, but all in all, 9 win streak is a very good position for Tomino, needing only a 7th to lock in check after this game 5 concludes.
Open the chest. What?
Oh,
Three
a subtle.
wait.
He's going for the win. He said, okay, I have HP. I
Build
can
it.
propose Fast 9 into Seraphine. Let's double up.
I think he should hold all the copies. Well, what if you just natural a Swain 3? Why not?
Very curious where he goes with this. Obviously, from this position, I think you just have to play high tempo. Don't think about what's the strongest board I'll be able to build in stage 6. Think about the right now. How do I make my board stronger turn by turn without sacrificing obviously too much potential to just try and play for that 6th or 7th place.
Early Ash.
That's one way to do it. Has a JG slam though, so it might be a little bit difficult.
Well,
YBY1 very close to proccing Golden Quest. Cancel units on his board. And yeah,
There
has
it
already
is.
procced it. Gwen 2 comes online.
Woohoo!
You can play around both the Soul Fighter variant or the Sorcerer's. Immediate roll down, 70 gold to work with on level 8. So wow, set 2 already found. YBY1 in a very strong position, a commanding spot for this stage 4 start.
let's keep it coming.
Has a Reforger as well for the Gambler's Blade. This is the APM check. This is where YBY1 separates himself from even other best players in the world. The speed at which he can commit all of these key decisions.
Oh, there's a lot that needs to go on here, but the fact that you've got Zonia's Paradox on the Gwen, really amazing AP items.
Tankzilla is big.
So good. I mean, the fruits are almost perfect here.
And he takes his Ironbog, who's doubled down, so a breathing room for YBY1 on a turn where he didn't fully lock in all of his decisions, didn't make all of his items, didn't roll down fully.
Yeah, but he's still done like most of the work.
Yeah. For Terry, the only bad news here for Terry, playing Soul Fighter vertical, normally no one will be contesting you. Finds the win here for YBY, and now you will not find the set, you will not find the Samira. Difficult spot for Terry.
Yeah, that's actually really rough. When Terry also just wanted to have that 4-cost mentality, but here's Song Yup getting the forward thinking and a lot of gold to work with as well. And so we'll see what direction he also wants to go here with getting a Zyra and also an early Twisted Fate. Rolls past the Seraphine, but decides wants to go ahead and put together a couple more of these Juggernauts in the front line. And honestly, this is a pretty good roll down with a pair of TFs.
Is this going to be enough? His matchmaking pool is very important. He's on 13 HP. He is all in on winning these next few fights with Malicious as well. And that could swing him back into maybe being the strongest player in the lobby. But super high risk, high reward position for Sang Yup, who maybe doesn't really need it with his points, right? He's on 17 points. Maybe he has to play for more of a top 4. We'll see if it works out. Has a 2-item TF, has to hope it's going to be enough. Did he find a Lee Sin? He didn't. That's a crucial miss potentially on this roll down.
A safeguard gear going up against Ironbog, who still hasn't cashed out and has the Ash still 1 star.
The O-Cage business.
Yeah, good business here. A breather.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit, but at least you still have the 6 Juggernaut in. Like, ideally, yes, you have the Lee Sin to replace one of the lower-cost Juggernauts, but I think that's sometimes the biggest problem, making sure you actually have frontline until you can get those bigger upgrades.
You probably saw Ironbog was in his pool, so it just made the malicious monetization that much more of a better idea. Had the chance to roll down here, try and find those crucial last few upgrades to continue snowballing this effect for the next few fights as well.
Finds a Braum, so you can get the Luchador in next to that the Mundo. But thought about the volley.
There's a Lee Sin pair in one shot.
What?
If he wins this next fight, he has a chance also to potentially find a TF or a Lee Sin in the carousel being first pick. So a risky play from Sang Yup, at least for now, seems to be paying off.
Lock the shop. Lock the shop.
He's going to get gold from Malicious, so doesn't have to, as long as he kills 2 units, which I think he should be able to here.
Yeah, but also when I see the Gwen on the other side, I don't know, I'm always the type of person, I'm like, okay, lock the shop until you get the gold, buy the champion, then unlock the shop.
I think if he doesn't get enough gold to buy it, that means he's dead, because he's on 13 HP.
All right, you might be onto something, but... Oh my god, he's not going to win!
It's going to be enough here in stage 4 to stay alive at the very least, killed off enough units. He has to hope that this carousel has the right 5 cost for him. It'll be a Braum and a Zyra instead.
Oh no.
So
Everything's
risky
going
from Sang Yup.
back to worse.
There's a Brown, but again, it's paired. So pair of Brown, pair of Twisted Fate. He needs something else to avoid that 8th place and try to put himself in check.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, this is another player, 17 points. You don't need that many.
Yep.
Just needed a 6th in order to secure 20 points. And so I'm with you. Why so much risk?
And it's even worse because the moment one of these players goes out in 8th, if they're not the player with 18 points, 3 more players are guaranteed to be in check coming into Game 6. So it is just so impactful for this entire tournament. Tomino also needing to stabilize here. He has 52 HP to work with, though.
All right, 1 TF.
That's a
But where's
duplicator as
everything
well.
else? Seraphine is going to be good.
Varus just in case.
Pair of Seraphines.
Yeah, most important right now is that Seraphine.
Does he duplicate is a big question. I think he's healthy enough to maybe wait at least one more turn. Has to find
probably
Mage.
wait until the creep round too with how much HP.
Especially with, look at Ironbark and Sangyeo, both are on 1 life. If they face each other, that could be it. That guarantees all the 18 place players are in check for next game as well. It's going to be a pretty big loss, understandably so. YBY1 is the Grim Reaper in this stage 4. The moment he perfectly navigated that Golden Quest, cashed it out 4-1, and spiked with this Gwen 2. RFC, Zanya's Jeweled Gauntlet.
I'm hearing some big cheers all across the way. Ironbog actually does get the win over Wingwoo and also Songyup winning on the other side. So the HP totals are going to start to even out here if Songyup and Ironbog can both continue to push this forward. Ironbog does have Deathfire Grasp now on this Twisted Fate. How much do you like that artifact on this champion?
Probably might be a Reforge if you can find it. Probably Twisted Fate is not the best applier. It is just true damage as soon as the fight starts. It's not a terrible showing, but Songyup now did win his last fight. I'm not sure if this board is going to be strong enough, especially if he faces someone like YBY1, who's on a 4-win streak now. We'll be facing Terry on a pretty humble Jinx 2 carry for now. Has rolled down all his gold. Terry understands his mission is to apply pressure to the Fast 9 players before this stage 4 ends, where they're at their most vulnerable. Is the Jinx going to be able to do with a gold collector?
Oh, I'm looking kind of tough, I think. Even though we actually do see this Cassante still holding its own in the front, the Lee Sin gets the walk onto the Jinx, and now it's just cleanup. So Songyup with another win. Ironbug on the other side, able to get another. So Tomino free falling with 6 losses.
And both Ironbog and Songyup staying alive, trying to, doom one of the 18-point players. In this case, it is Tomino on that vulnerable position. Both Waymu and Without You are still in positions to win this game. They are the 2 players in check. Waymu does not have the highest cap. He's playing around Volibear 2, Jinx 2 for now, so doesn't really seem to be a player that can play for a first, especially not with someone like YBY1 or Ironbog if he's able to turn the corner in this Fast 9 strategy.
It's really tough though because Tomino sitting on a pair of Seraphines, pair of Twisted Fates, is being directly contested by Ironbog and Songyup, who have been able to hit some pretty big upgrades. You saw Songyup being able to hit the Braum 2 as well. Tomino finally finding the Seraphine is going to put him into a much better position.
So tough.
But it's the front line, and all of these front lines are contested. Maybe you can use the duplicator here onto the Twisted Fate. Okay, maybe Tomino stabilizes.
He wanted to roll to 0 to see if he could find either the Leona and TF and make a better decision around which one to duplicate. Doesn't hit either. The front line is scary. It's Leona 1 with these items. You have a 2-star Seraphine and TF, sure, but is your front line going to survive for long enough? He's facing off against one of the more humble players here. Yet again, it's going to be Terry with the Jinx, with the gold collector. This is the real test for Tomino. If he wins this fight, I think he should be kind of locked in for, at the very least, a 7th place position. The Leona is hanging on here.
Oh, and the Jinx, it is going to be able to target the Seraphine. But can this Twisted Fate actually get another cast? And it can't. Tomino takes another loss. And it's not looking good.
Songyup and Ironbog are both still alive. 3-win streak for either of the APAC players. No Leona is found for Tomino. The front line is too fragile against most of the boards he's facing.
Meanwhile, Songyup, with the Juggernaut variation of the front line, has been able to hit everything, including a Braum that is going to make it that much stronger. For Ironbog, also playing the Bastion line, he's going to be the one that does have that Leona too, but also missing a couple more key upgrades. And Tomino, I think he can feel it. He's going up against Songyup, one of the other legendary players, and it is going to be tough. If Tomino goes out in 8th here, he will not make check in this next game, and that would be brutal.
The Lee Sin is so scary. The Swain has the items now over the Leona. The Seraphine damage is coming through, but it's just not going to be enough Tamino taken down. Sangyup stays alive. Ironbog, he's the only hope for Tamino. If Ironbog goes out in 8th, maybe Tamino can reach check that way, but I think it's not going to be the case. Ironbog also. Wait, Ironbog has gone down, but it's not enough. 8th place for Tamino. Doesn't reach check. Ends on 19 points. And Ironbog is now going to be on 13. Can play spoiler next game, but is also very far away from reaching check.
Yeah, very tough pot here for Tamino. Last 3 games, not going out their way. And I mean, it's just so tough. Reset now, and the possibility here. Soul finds the Caitlyn 3 in this vertical Caitlyn and Jace board. Very vintage. Just trying to find, and he's doing the work, trying to find that 5th place or better. And for now, it's working.
Depending on Sangyup's loss, we'll see this matchup here. The Gwen is on the right side. The Caitlyn is not going to be one-shotting the Gwen or the Samira as soon as fight starts off. I think the board is just not quite strong enough. We're seeing the Gwen damage come through.
It's too much.
Soul taken down. Also does not reach check. So many players not able to reach check in this game. Five players remain. 2 of them are already in check. Without You and Weimu are still left alive.
But for YBY1, Terry, and Songyup, with these 3 eliminations, they have guaranteed themselves check. If any of them can win this game and stop Weimu, Lochu, or Without You from winning, we will go into a game number 6. But we still have a lot of this game left to play. There's still some very healthy HP totals for some of these players.
And for the Gwen, is being on the same side of the carry. You have the ideal possibility there to ramp up and eliminate these additional threats.
And it's a possibility that YBY1 is able to reach first, maybe this is the Mirror 3 because he just found 3 copies in one roll. But also maybe the Prismatic Soul Fighter win condition with the amount of wins he has the moment he found the Gwen early off of the Golden Quest and rolled for 8 Soul Fighter on that turn. He's on an 8 win streak right now. So YBY1 in true YBY1 fashion, taking over this game. Only needed a 7th, but he says, you know what? I might just play for first.
Songyup also trying to do that, though. 5 win streak with this Juggernaut Fast 9 board. And honestly, it is kind of looking like we will go to a game number 6. Both Weimu, Lochu, and Without You have tried to cap their boards around more of these 4 costs. In terms of Without You going for Rise and Karma, but we also do have with Weimu, Lochu going for Jinx and the Star Guardians. While this Rise is doing a lot of work, you can just see it's not able to stand tall against these legendary comps.
Yeah, it happened exactly as you mentioned. Without You is just living without gas. Forecast, just not enough. And Sangyup looking so amazing right now. Is there something here he can improve? Maybe the Jone 2, there it is.
Ooh.
Very important. And the new carry that we have seen this in these finals.
Right. I mean, this is a legendary carry that I think a lot of people were surprised to see do very well. And maybe if there is going to be a time for it to shine, it's now in the hands of Without You. He must know something about this that thinks maybe this might be good enough to help stabilize or even get him into a position where he can actually cap even higher than this. Looking at the board, he is missing some pretty critical pieces here. The fact that Lee Sin, I mean, the Koboko, Seta, Yasuo, they're all still 1 star.
The spot just looks much weaker in terms of the total cap compared to the rest of the players here. I think Without You tried to play in an uncontested line, maybe trying to make use of the Tesla coil with vertical mech, despite obviously not having mech pilot or going for that line at all. I don't think it's going to be quite strong enough here. Even Terry, who is a player who only was playing for top 4, only was playing into pressure.
And Weimu, Lochu is out. So the fact that we have one of our players in check eliminated, and if Without You goes out, we will go to a game number 6.
You already, won against Terry, but YBY is just too strong. So, I mean, it's just, can you really go against it? He even lost against Terry, sorry, in the last one. And now we're seeing a little of the board. Anything else to be improved? Trying to find that Braum only to go to a back line. Maybe the Varus 2-star also as a possibility here. But once again, humble board here for Terry. And secondary carries right now the Seraphine.
What a beautiful game from YBY1. I mean, just every decision he made leading up to that Golden Quest cash out, it was fantastic. Playing around this Gwen to maybe play for a Prismatic Soul Fighter game, which is kind of a win more. I think by the time he catches it out, he's pretty much going to win anyway, considering the HP totals here for Without You and Terry.
But it would look cool.
It did look cool, but we're seeing here, I mean, he's playing for the Braum 2, the full cap Soul Fighter. He has 7 Samiras. He can't keep getting away with it.
I mean, it's a down roll for him. Already 2 legendaries and now going for the forecast. And he doesn't need it. He's just too strong right now and should be able to maintain a little of the win streak here.
This is the key fight. YBY1, the current win-streaking player in this lobby, up against Without You, the only player left in Czech remaining in this lobby, trying to end the tournament in 5 games. But standing in front of him, one of the best players in the world, trying to prove it yet again for their 3rd final lobby appearance. YBY1 takes down Without You, forces a game 6. The hero that this lobby needed to try and extend this tournament onward.
Terry, well-earned 2nd place.
And Terry did his job in stage 4. This is kind of a baton relay in terms of where each player had a job to do for the extension of this tournament.
Yep.
Terry applied pressure rolling down on level 8 to all the players trying to go fast 9. Players like Tomino, players like Ironbog, players like Sangyeo.
I'm really sad. YBY1 has 9 out of 10 wins. And unfortunately, yeah, this 10th one is going to be the prismatic, but also the win in the game.
Wow. I mean, yeah, you mentioned it. Terry playing terrific, and now he's terrified against YBY, and we see why. He's just too strong right now, going for this double Samira tech. Decides to sell in the end just to try to find an upgrade. The huge range right now from the win, and it's a perfect win right now for YBY. 11 win streak.
And it all comes down to playing into that high roll, playing into that golden quest from a very good position with the Gambler's Blade start, with the relatively cheap board already meeting a lot of econ thresholds, not pre-leveling, not pumping gold, having all that extra gold to reach golden quest. And earlier than I've ever seen actually this set on 4-1. And it's also key for the Soul Fighter Cash in particular because of that chance to play for that 10 wins for the prismatic victory to just guarantee even more that he can take over this game. Game 6 at the very least, 5 players now in check. Some heartbreak for some of the competitors who were just oh so close, but maybe a chance to prolong even further if someone like Tomino, someone like Ironball can win this next game.
Yeah, I mean, Soul and Tomino, they're going to be at 19 points apiece, and so just that 1 point shy. Ironbog at 13 can win this upcoming game and make sure that he can actually extend this grand finals of the Tactician's Crown one more game, but it looks very likely that the Tactician's Crown will end after